Okay, so the first task is we want to load the data into Matlab. So I'm just going to do it on my Mac, but I did try it in one of the computer or the Windows machines in the computer lab. Okay, so this is a file being given by IoTech, and it's comma separated list. This is one of the common formats for Excel spreadsheets, and it's a common format for moving data around. Okay, so there's a bunch of data, and it's just separated by commas on each line. You could write specialist code to do this, but what we're going to use is this thing here called import data. Okay, so we've clicked on import data, clicked on the file, and here we have it loaded in. Okay, so it's starting to look more useful. And then to actually import it into Matlab, you click on import data. Okay, and you'll see it's not it's not in the great scheme of things, it's not a super huge file, but it's going to take a little while to load in. Okay, 1%. Yeah, and so this is perhaps not super big data, but this is the nature of this big data. Nobody really knows what it means. You just have quite large data sets, so this is a reason. Well, it's kind of a small data set in the great scheme of things, but it's probably a lot bigger than what you've done analysis with in the past. Here it's 73%. Okay, so say so. Now, while we're waiting, some of this data. So essentially, they'll talk about this, what it is. But you have data, countries, wealth index, what the browser type is, what the operating system is, course URL, and some various other stuff they'll explain. And this just counts the number of columns, and and this is the sort of basis of you're going to do some statistical analysis. Okay, finally it's done. And now when we look at Matlab, we have all this stuff. All the variables are in the workspace. So what I recommend you do is you just load this thing at once, and then just develop sort of MATLAB analysis scripts, but just load this thing at once, then develop scripts to analyze the data after you loaded stuff in. Okay, so we can look at this stuff. Okay, it has a kind of like spreadsheet-like interface. This is the wealth index. This is some number, and part of these things is what's geo country. There's 50,000 stuff. Things in, and this thing cell. You look in MATLAB. You can look in the MATLAB documentation. Cells are sort of a special data structure for storing string-like objects. Okay, so we can click on it, and we can see what's happening. Okay, so we have the wealth index we saw. This is some number to say how how rich the person was who bought the stuff. At least that's what I think it is. So we can we have some data set and we can just start playing with it to see what it all means. So we can try this wealth index. I can do some basic statistical analysis. Okay, and now we can start to do plots of the histogram. And this is the sort of basis of statistics. And for these cell things, so the ones which are slightly harder is I'll provide some additional MATLAB scripts. So the cell requires a bit more processing, but you can read the documentation of MATLAB on that. So the doubles you can kind of handle okay. And one of these things with what we spend some of your time worrying about is so this is a sort of good data set. So as long as there's always stuff there, but for device type, you have to deal with issues like, so here's a tablet and here's a desktop, we don't know what 2 is, and then there's all these blanks, and it's how to deal with that. And we'll see some of the MATLAB stuff. Okay, so that ends this.